mute button.
It'll be all right. We're live now. Yeah.
And then the camel got up and left. It was incredible.
Yeah. And amazing. Crazy to see.
Crazy story.
Come on in, folks. We know you're out there. How do we know that Dr. Death has been here since 7 p.m.? Just saying hello. He just dropped in, said he's a collector of rare comics. Okay, that's all good. So are we. Hope you're doing all right. Hope you don't have too many of them slabbed being a doctor and all. Hope you're out there reading them. Come on in, folks. It's time for the Sunday Funnies for the 7th of July, 2024. Year is pooping through, man. I'm telling you. Every day, more and more every day, I feel like, what's his name? From the Time Machine, sitting in my chair, just watching the flashing lights go by.
Watch the flashing lights. Watch them.
Yeah.
What's he called? Robert Taylor, is it?
Robert Taylor, yes. Robert Taylor. What a great movie.
Steven Spielberg owns that chair now.
Does he?
You know that time machine thing? Yeah, he owns that. He owns that.
It's cool.
Yeah.
We all have to have our toys.
Yeah, well.
If only it worked.
Well, maybe it does that. Maybe it does. That's why he's got it.
Who knows? Running the opening. Here we go. Hang on, folks. We got a great book to show you today. It'll be fun. Exactly that much fun. Here we go.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
Yes, he has, ladies and gentlemen. Come on in. Sunday Funnies, you were saying, Russ?
I think the secret to success is to refer to yourself in the third person.
There you are.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman, and I have seen some shit. Here we go. Find my stuff over at arrowcomics.store, where you find a lot of stuff that I've written, a few things that I've drawn, and a lot of things other people have done as well. Arrowcomics.store, folks. Go over there and take a look. And soon we'll have copies of the Shadow Kingdom available over there as well. As soon as we can get them to the store, they will be available for immediate shipping. So we're glad to see you're here. Also joining me this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. You can find all my stuff on Amazon. Got 12 books on there, lots of things, magazines, and all kinds of stuff. I could probably speak an hour for the stuff I've done in the past, interviewing men who've walked on the moon and all this kind of stuff, but I won't. So just go over to Amazon, go to Fund My Comic, and put my name in Google, and you'll find me.
There we are. Absolutely. Also joining us today is Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Russ Leach. I'm a comic book artist from the UK. I've been involved in lots of stuff like Batman, Doctor Who, Ben 10, lots of Marvel stuff. Anyway, doing my own books now. As Randy mentioned, the Shadow Kingdom is at this moment being fulfilled. I believe that most of it has gone out. Some people have contacted me over this. Sorry if I got back to you late. There'll be an email going out to everyone, and I have responded to everyone specifically who's personally contacted me. The book's on its way. We just had a delay in the US and Canada because of printing issues, but it's there, it's done, it's on its way out. You're going to get it soon, and soon to follow will be The Atlantean. It's being worked on right now. It's great fun, black and white, sword and sorcery goodness coming at you in the next few months. If you want to find out more about that, go to russleach.com. and sign up for the email list, where you will be kept abreast of all the projects, no matter what their stage. So there you go, russleach.com, sign up for the email list.
Or Russ might give you a bigger taste of that at the end of our program.
Yes. Yeah. I've got a couple of pages I can show. Yep.
There we are. Today, folks, we're going to be looking at the Fighting American and Speedboy.
Speedboy.
Simon and Kirby. The Simon and Kirby classic from the 50s, from the 50s. Done after the war, in the midst of the Cold War. Let me try this again. Oh, I should go over and change my Facebook while I'm thinking about it. There we are. Let me go over there first. Switch that out. What do you know about American, Glenn?
Not a great deal. I'm obviously aware of it, but I don't know a great deal about it. So I'm looking forward to this episode. You know, I'm not maybe not the expert on Jack Kirby as people think I might be, but I've not seen all his stuff because he's got such an amount. This is going to be good.
I think personally, Glenn, that you're an expert on Jack Kirby the man as against Jack Kirby the work.
I can go with that. Yeah,
there you are. I think the only person who's seen everything Kirby's done is Kirby himself. So.
Yeah.
Reprinting the Fighting American series in its entirety. Thanks to good old Tom DeFalco. This book was printed back in '89.
Greg's in there as well. Greg Theakston.
Yeah, I did a little touch-up work.
Yeah, I'm going to say he's a great historian of Jack's work, Greg. And we miss him.
Yeah, I think I told you I saw him give a critique one time. It was amazing.
Yeah.
A portfolio critique. Yeah, it was really good. Anyway, full table of contents here. There are 8 issues in all. So we open up with a Joe Simon introduction. First came the pants. Yep. And then a Jack Kirby introduction. Fighting American Innovation and Quality. So there's always so much more to be done. New ideas and timeless themes waited to be tinkered with. Only the U.S. Constitution remained untouchable. Besides, Joe and I were patriots down to the very toenails. My personal beef was with the U.S. Army, which had once given me a uniform tailored for Arnold Schwarzenegger that fit me like a pup tent. Despite its fit, I used it to the best of my ability and still view it with awe. Since my personal attitude leads me to view all of humanity with awe. We've found myriad ways to communicate with each other. Joe and I found ours with visual storytelling, using competent and engaging styles which have set high standards to this very day. On the surface, it appears there is naught else to do but sit back and become a sort of classic figure who watches and stares at embryo writers who are magically quick, sharp, and strangely mature for their age. They whip out written grabbers by the score and send me reeling in wonder at this mastery. Comics are international today. Perhaps tomorrow they will be intergalactic. Some space navigators may read a few on their way to Mars. Hey, that may become one hell of a story. An old one for comic writers, but a great one for us all. Jack Kirby.
Sorry, but that I don't want to be a downer on this.
Uh-huh.
But that's made me a little sad.
That Kirby's no longer with us?
No, obviously that. But the way that he wrote, well, not only that, but the way that he wrote so lovingly about comics and about the idea of a communication through them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And just what a state they're in at the moment in the mainstream. or corporate
Very true.
comics. I find it just a little sad.
Yeah.
I don't think he'd be happy with what's going on.
No,
I think, like you said, his personal attitude leads me to view all humanity with awe. He was a great humanitarian, Jack Kirby, and considering how he was when he was young, and then certainly in the war, it shows you the depth, or helps show the depth of the man. You know.
Yeah,
Part
of that is what's making me sad. It's like he was an optimist by the looks of it, by the very nature of the man, an optimist, and it's the optimism has unfortunately been betrayed in some cases.
Yeah, and sorely lacking in today's so-called corporate comics. Fighting American, folks, and Speedboy. First assignment, break the spy ring.
Look at that. Isn't that fantastic?
Is that our cover?
Wow. Yeah.
Right there. Really tight. This artwork.
Yeah. Really tight. And in full swing. Look at him go.
Yep.
It's just Captain American Bucky, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
If he had a shield on that right arm, it'd be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That's great. Great inking as well by Joe Simon.
Yeah.
Look, last Friday there was some of the artwork was a bit loose, wasn't it? This looks like they spent some time on it.
Yeah. Yep. This was originally printed by Harvey Comics, I believe.
1954.
I don't see their logo here. I'm pretty sure it is. One of the greatest, most unique comic companies ever.
So if this is published in 1954, that's just before Seduction of the Innocent, isn't it?
I think,
or at least before the hearings.
That was 53, but yeah, it's not carrying a code. So yeah, it's right before the code got enforced, because the later issues have the code stamp. I know that for sure. Starts up in right there, probably number 7.
Right. Do you know what they do? These comics, they're like a good film. You can see that they're taking their time to, the space going on. If you understand what I mean with the story, we're not suddenly. It's allowing the development of the character before the action starts. Yeah, you can just slap. Okay, slap.
Slap. Sorry.
Look at his face. Look at his face.
I just see the bottom 2 panels on the right there. Just relax. This won't hurt. This won't hurt. And then you see he's bent over on his front.
What are they doing?
He's out of action, sir.
What are they doing to him?
It looks like General Ross again, doesn't it? With what's he called?
Yeah, it's General Ross and how they created Captain America. To be honest,
yeah.
They're going to put him in the transfer chair.
Oh, right. Oh, we've all heard about that.
What, upside down?
Probably.
This won't hurt a bit.
Look at that. They zap him like Frankenstein.
Wow.
Now, that's brilliant. Love that. Just that. I tell you what, Steranko was looking at this.
Yes.
Yes. It's got so much in it that I recognise in Steranko's work.
He grew up with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Steranko would be 18 when this came out.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the goggles and the machinery over the top of their heads, and then even down to the motif on the front of the Fighting American.
Yeah,
like
he wouldn't be 18.
The graphics.
He wouldn't be 18, he'd be 16. But in 1938, he was born, so he'd be 16.
I mean, and the
Still
way that
alive.
he's upside down on the outside of the window, it's just screaming it, absolutely screaming it.
Having grown up with those old Captain America cartoons, I can see that just as that one picture comes sliding down.
Yeah.
Then sliding back up.
Steve Ditko must have been looking at this as well for Spider-Man. You could put Spider-Man in there.
Yeah, without doubt.
Upside down. Who's the guy behind the curtain with the gun? What's he doing there?
He must be a spy. Yeah, part of that ring.
Crash. Well, I'm sure. Look at the bottom two pans on the left-hand page. Those are from Captain America, aren't they? That way he's punching and kicking at the same time. And then the next panel as well seems to be a bit of a swipe. But I suppose if you're going to swipe, you might as well swipe your own.
This is great.
And this first, though, right?
I love that hand over the front of that guy's face. It's so powerful.
Yeah. After years of drawing superheroes and Captain America, that would be the foot's breaking the panel border there too. It's the first time that's happened in this. What if he did that to bring attention to the action here?
Yeah.
You didn't expect this, did you, Piper?
He draws real fight scenes, like the chaos in a fight, in a street fight, doesn't he?
Yeah.
You know, when people are kicking and gouging and biting and, everything goes... It's like when you watch John Wayne film, it's ridiculous the way he just swaps punches with people. I don't think anybody fights like that.
Punches,
even boxers don't do that, do they? When they get in there, you know what I mean? There's a flurry.
But boxers they have got gloves on for a start, and they're used to it, which is even more important. The fact that they're constantly being pummeled. You wander around just like slapping people in the face. They don't turn around and smack you back in the gob. It's like there's a little bit of adrenaline there, but if you've been hit square in the jaw at least once, maybe twice, you ain't getting up.
Yeah,
most people will just lay on the floor and cry.
That's right. Yeah. what did Mike Tyson say?
Everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the face. It's absolutely true.
And you've got a lesson coming from him because
he's got a
plan until you get punched in the face.
Yeah.
Brilliant bloke.
Did mention HR was in the house. Hello. Says hello. Glad you're here, HR. We're looking at The Fighting American by Simon and Kirby.
Look at that. Baby buzz bombs.
Track down the baby buzz bombs with rubber baby buggy bumpers. Right.
Speedboy.
This is just getting started too. It gets crazier as we go along. Look at that action.
Wow. The colours muddy it a little, don't they?
Yeah, it does.
A little, yeah. I'd love to see this just in a black and white.
Quite a bit, yeah. They probably tried to keep to the original colors, and then they're printing it on the slate paper.
Yeah.
This makes it all the more garish. Blends a lot with the black lines. I could put a better light on it if you want.
No, it's fine. No, just leave it as it is. It's okay.
Oh no, it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
We can still see it. It just would just be nicer in black and white.
I've definitely sort of getting to the point where I'm giving up with colour.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just gets in the way.
Yeah.
Hello.
That Dr. Doom.
And it's some sort of android, robot.
Do you know this shows me how good Kirby is again, because of look at this, very wordy, but look at the action he gets into the space he's got left.
Yeah. And the lettering's a little large as well.
Right.
They probably did this 2 up.
Yes. Speaking of 2 up, Russ, you know John Burns, who draws the cartoons, not John Byrne, John Burns. I saw some of his original artwork the other day, and it's massive, it's big as the wall. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, well, I'm exaggerating, but it's massive. It must be I don't know, 40 by 20 or something. Absolutely amazing stuff. Wonderful.
I have to say, I've become more sort of relaxed now about my own artwork, because you compare your artwork to other people. Obviously you do, because you have benchmarks. You want to be you don't want to draw just like someone, but you want to have the same impact as the people that you look to for inspiration. And some of the people you look at and you realize that they were drawing at different sizes and all the rest of it. And you have to bear that in mind when you're kind of critiquing your own work. You know, it's sometimes you're just never going to get that detail, or you're never going to get that feel of the line, because the line was twice as thin in reality, because it was twice as big. You know, that kind of stuff. And I think the only person that really defies that I personally, for me, that really defies the size of the original artwork is Alcala, because he did all that stuff at the same size as everyone else, and I don't know how he got all those things in.
I mean,
and maybe Bernie Wrightson as well, but I know that he did some stuff at quite large sizes. So
yeah, a lot of it was standard comic size, though. Yeah.
Well, so you look at stuff like that, and that just freaks you out.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter what size that stuff is.
No,
I've got the same. I had a bit of a delay in my Second World War story, because I'm thinking I've got to do this on pages that I can scan. I can get an A3 scanner, but then I thought, I'm compromising myself here. Because I can get it photographed, because you know the artwork I did for my dad's book, that was photographed because it's so big. And it's brilliant, so I'm just going to photograph it. You know, I'm going to draw it. I'm going to draw it the size I want to, and photograph it rather than scan it, because it works the same.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly whatever works for you. Yeah.
But anyway, back to Jack.
Is that coming through, or is the lettering fuzzy?
It's a bit fuzzy, but it
is a bit fuzzy, but in general, it's good, isn't it? So.
That splash page there reminds me of the Forever People on that bike that they've got for some reason with all the wheels.
Reminds me of that Jean-Claude Van Damme Coors beer advert.
That too.
Yep. Yeah, somebody went through and tried to color this fancy. I think, not knowing it was going to be on the brighter glossy paper.
Look at that, smacking that garbage can on that fella's head. Bang. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Dad, driving again. Driving to win. You don't know what this means to me. I'll risk it. There's a montage.
Yeah, that's sort of a New Gods thing, isn't it? As well, that line. That's in Hunger Dogs. It's like that.
Yeah. We've got all these rigid mitered panels, and then here everything's all chaotic. Yeah.
You can see why why Jack thought that Joe Simon was the best letterer he'd seen.
Yeah.
It's really good. Look at that. Bang, bang, bang. Got the Eiffel Tower. Pull up, we'll crash into the Eiffel Tower. Boom.
Good gravy. The fools smashed themselves to smithereens. I was trying to force them to land at the airport. I took out the Eiffel Tower instead.
The airport's about 10 miles from the Eiffel Tower.
It's an assembly
Look at that.
of future deviants from the Eternals here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially that guy. Throw him down the sky well. That'll take care of him.
That looks
Every
a little.
time.
It looks a little Joe Simon-y to me. Look at the hands; they're not Kirby hands, are they? And that leg.
They went over and re-inked it.
Yeah.
Simon did. They won't live to tell about their visit to Ghoul City.
Handsome devils.
The handsome devils.
That's a bit gruesome there, isn't it? Look at that. Wow.
Yeah.
With the knife.
Bit of a stabbing.
Yeah.
Special guest appearance by Aunt May.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Agatha Harkness.
Agatha Harkness, yeah.
That should be Aunt May's sister, but they never thought of that one, did they? She could have been a Nazi agent as opposed to Aunt May's, OSS thing.
Yeah.
God.
Just like Alfred. But anyway.
Yeah. Why was he in that as well?
Oh, not in the strip, no, but he had a big secret agent past.
Oh, okay.
They did a series of it, ran 2 seasons, I think. Pennyworth. 2 or 3 seasons.
Yeah, I think they managed to ruin it.
Yeah, kill it real good.
They killed it. They killed it good. They killed it good.
Look out. Whack. That'd kill you. That's an iron bar, isn't it? Wow, a lead pipe. Bang. Look out. That fantastic composition, that top panel.
Yeah. The unmasking begin.
Now look at the panel there with the red hands. That's Jack Kirby, that guy there.
They're here. Yeah.
The next one with the red hands, yeah. That one, that's Kirby.
The handsome devils aren't that handsome, I guess.
That's right, yeah. And they have to be really, really ugly, don't they? They can't just be sort of average-looking people. They have to be really.
Yeah. It's so ugly they can't talk properly.
We'll take money any day of the year. He's got a serious look on his face.
Yeah.
Is that Edward R. Murrow? Looks like a news reporter.
Looks like, looks like Richard Nixon's ugly brother.
Sarah's in the house. Hey, Sarah. Glad to see you're here. Rain says hello. Sarah says morning.
Sarah.
Rookatuk. The hands look a bit flat. Is it the angle? I was going to say it might be a triangle, but no. It's Simon's inking.
You're so mean.
Glenn,
Sarah.
Zim. Yeah. So Bellamy got it from the king.
Don't know about that.
Sarah says, Leech.
It's like being back at school. Leech, put that down. Go to the
Back when there
headmaster's
was a
office
lot-
now.
Yeah. Back when there was a lot of dialogue, I wonder if they don't today because of shortened attention spans than back then. Uncertain. Basically, Sarah, it's laziness and decompressed storytelling. They stretch everything out now. A page like the one you see here with all of this dialogue going on, that would probably be stretched out over 3 or 4 pages, minimal. Anymore. You got Brian Bendis to thank for that one. But anyway. Looks like Stan Lee on the opposite page, bottom kind of, left kind of. We're here.
No, she means the reporter guy.
The which guy? Oh, here? Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of older Lee. I don't think they were speaking to Lee at this point, were they? They were working for Harvey and Archie.
Yeah.
And any other work that they could find primarily. And then they went over to Timely Atlas in the 50s, at least Kirby did, in order to try to get work. I think Simon got an editing gig somewhere at that point. He was editor over at Harvey, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and then he went into advertising, didn't he?
Yeah.
He left the field completely for a while. And then Kirby, I think Kirby go to DC after this, and then to Timely in 59, was it 58?
He kind of freelanced all over the place there for a while just to make ends meet.
Yeah.
So he was doing a lot of those monster stories in the late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
We'll look at those eventually too. I love those old stories. That's great. It says, oh, the head on that dude is glistening. Yeah, I thought it had gray sides like later on with where it looks like Stanley. Yeah. Says Rue says, yeah, you can see the difference in the hands. Yeah.
Look at that. How many guns can he get in one panel? How many people can he get in one panel? Brilliant.
Just keep squeezing them in. And take an entire tier for a great action scene.
Yeah. That's a favorite of Kirby's in this situation. The top right, where you can see the soles of his feet going in, where he's jumping into the crowd. There's a lot of that in the early Captain America stuff.
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great because you're really going in with him, aren't you? You know, it's like you're part of it all the time.
Yeah. He's taking off more masks. Gosh, their faces slipped. Fighting American, look at this. Why, the handsome devils are nothing more than a bunch of ugly ducklings.
Very nice of him, calling them ugly ducklings like that. There's so many other
tie
things he
that
could have
one?
said.
What a perfect cover-up. But the secret's out now. Secret is out.
Oh, look at his eye.
God, he's giving him a good kicking.
He did. Beat the crap out of him. It looks like. Look at that.
And look at that lump. Look at that lump on his head on the next panel.
Yeah. Jesus.
Wow.
Boink.
Well, it'll be okay because they're ugly anyway, aren't they? So it won't make any difference.
No one will know. No.
Just helping their looks here. The king of the crime syndicate has 2 heads. So, of course, his name is Doubleheader.
Of course. What else would it be?
What else would it be?
I can't speak.
Sarah says, oh, the head of that dude is glistening. Oh, yes, I already read that. Doubleheader, folks. Only the start here.
Look at the logo where he's smacking that guy to the other side of it. How good is that?
Yeah.
Right across and the way the logo bends with him, you know. So that's really clever. That's great.
Great flow.
Smack.
Meet Doubleheader, the most amazing villain of all time. Constantly arguing with himself.
Yeah. Look at it at that panel at the bottom there where he's walking out the car. It's Zaphod Preeblebox, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's one of those montage panels again.
Origin stories to a montage. Yeah. I always grew up thinking a lot about myself. You know, this gadget is all part of my little larceny kit. I call it a telekinetic energy flinger.
Of course you do.
I remember the 100-to-1 shot I bet on last week. The one that came in first. Flatfoot wins. Or the 10th rate challenger. The pug I bet on. The one who upset the champ in the 5th round. Kid Clumsy is the new champ. There was basketball. That basketball team, which came from behind to make 20 baskets in the last 5 minutes of the game. The game I cleaned up on. Because, of course, you know, sports have never been rigged.
That's right.
That's right. I wonder how you fix those sporting events. This is what did it. I made it while you were sleeping off the effects of an overpowering salami sandwich. It's always great to make your villainous inventions while the other one's sleeping off the overpowering salami sandwich.
What's he saying at the top? You hag, you hag. Yeah. Is he laughing?
Yeah. Well, he's laughing crazy. Just look at his face. It's like, hey. I couldn't resist it. I had to try out my new gadget. It made the dice and cards jump any way I wanted it, or I wanted to. This is by adjusting these knobs. That's the whole world right there. Just a matter of adjusting the right knobs.
That's his mother box.
Just the right knobs.
I can attune its beat to any distant object and stimulate its molecular vibration to a fantastic pitch. I can make a broken down nag into a winner, a bum into a champ. I give them the spark they need, and I can do it from any distance.
With his mother box.
Right. Yeah, with that little mother box. That's right, kids. Just point and shoot.
That's what she said.
That's what she says. Is Fighting American the same as Captain America? I'm confused at the moment. Or are they interchangeable back then? No, they are. That's what you call imitating your competition. Pretty much.
Except they created the competition.
They created Captain America and Bucky, and they went to work for Harvey away from Atlas, so they created their own version of like Captain America and Bucky, only without the shield. Levi in the house. Glad you're here, buddy. Doubleheader looks like they're straight out of Jim Henson's Creature Workshop. Yep. There you go. So some of the comics back then with the puns and the like make me want to hang my head on the wall. Oh, bang my head on the wall. Except when you guys are cracking up about it. That makes it more tolerable. Ha! William Pace is in the house. Hail, nerds. Hail, William.
Hi, William.
Glad you're here.
You can't beat a good pun.
Good to ask about the history in here. Interesting. Yeah. There's no such thing as a good pun. They're just all funny.
Yeah, I watched George Carlin last night again. He's got to be the best.
Yeah, he got a little bitter towards the end of his life, but yeah, he was always really good. I saw him. He performed here in Flint, one of his last,
Oh, you saw him live?
very last tours. Yeah, I
Right.
saw him live.
Yeah.
But it was the same as watching an HBO special, only farther away.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
at
the
that
way I
point,
consider it.
at that point, he was so I don't want to say old, but he wasn't well. He had already postponed the gig once, and came in like 3 or 4 months later to do it. He did the exact same routine as you'd see on the HBO special, almost verbatim.
Right.
But it was
Still
fun.
good.
I mean, it was still good. It was good seeing him in concert.
Yeah. That car changes, doesn't it? They jump on the car, and then in the next panel, it's a different car, different color, different car.
Yeah. Might be the colorist's fault. Slightly different grill. Yeah, knocked off anyway. Did you get a look at the driver of that car? I found myself tossed into the air before I could get to him. No, I didn't see him, but I did bet. But I did get a look at the license number. We'll see him again. Yeah.
Johnny Flag. Is that Flago or Flag?
Where?
Center panel. Johnny. Is it Johnny Flago? Other side. Middle tier there in the box. That name. Is it Flag or Flago?
It's Flag with 2 G's. Johnny Flag.
That's what I thought it was. I wonder if what's his face saw this as well.
American Flag.
Yeah,
could have. Wouldn't surprise me at all. This is Catwoman, OMG, with all of the cat puns saturating almost every panel. Yeah, in the beginning years. Yeah. Yep. Another great action panel there along the bottom.
Look at that. Pow. Fantastic.
It was just... Hey, what do you know? So this is the what's it that followed up the chess games at the TV station. Very clever. Very clever. He's got him jumping all over the place with it. He's like waving it around. Just point and shoot, kids. And it's lucky for you that you carelessly left a notation of the license number on your desk. It didn't take long to check your whereabouts. Now that you're still in one piece, I suggest you go back to your desk and stay there. Getting into trouble has proved much more interesting. Besides, I did get a headline for Johnny Flag, didn't I? Won't he be surprised when he returns from that meeting? And Fighting American here says, won't she be surprised when she finds out it was postponed? Think fast, Speedboy. We'll need an ambulance. Or no, we'll need an alibi for Johnny Flag. Speedboy goes, don't we always? Yeah.
Speedboy's getting a bit peed off.
Yeah. It's a bit lippy there.
Yeah. You mind with your language, Speedboy.
Fighting American in the city of ghouls. Gonna get a little ghoulish here. Kidnap a woman, take her on the train. Boy, this way, quick. Look at that.
Yeah.
Black magic right there. Yep. This is back during his black magic years, right?
Yep.
He was doing Black Magic for Harvey. He was doing Speedboy or Fighting American and Boys Ranch back during that time too.
It's great. I love the thick lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, just really bold and brave.
Need to dig up. I think I might have a copy or two of these. I need to compare it to this coloring because I don't remember it being this dark.
You can see why, 12-year-olds and 14-year-olds would have been excited to get this every week, because TV wasn't so big. I mean, I know it was there, but there was nothing like this on it, was there? I don't think.
Just barely coming in, yeah.
Yeah, it's just so exciting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Everything was black and white, too. Until the mid to late 60s.
Yeah. I mean, I can sort of testify to my own experience on that with TV21, because Thunderbirds and Stingray, I know they were filmed in colour, but they were broadcast here in black and white. And then to pick up TV21 with Frank Bellamy in it and Mike Noble and see them in colour, the stories in colour, it was just amazing. It's like I said, they take the time in these to develop the story, don't they?
Yeah.
They're good stories. There's a lot going on, a lot to read, a lot to look at. They're exciting. And they take the time to tell it.
Well, we're at the point here where the storytelling's all still incredibly tight.
Yeah.
The EC books were coming out 7 full stories or 4 full stories and 7 to 8 pages a chunk, Some really, really top-notch material was coming out during this period. Right as the hearings were going on.
Yeah. Well, there's a mention a few pages back at the end where the girl says she recognizes the guy from the select committee.
Yeah.
And I just wonder if he's put that in because that was what was coming up.
That was going on at the time.
Because they'd know, wouldn't they? I mean, before it started, they would be, before the actual hearing started, they would know about any problems that they might encounter.
Yeah. Leave off here. I like the frame. Yeah, it's just you just showed it. Gorgeous. Yeah. Yep, that must be on the start of the story. Oh, the horror. Haha. So I wonder if part of it was made as a way to get the kids to want to be a part of the military back then. Just wondering. Well, there was still a really high level of patriotism back then. Everything was saturated with God and country during this time. So you really liked that yellow, puke, and orange in comics as a whole back then. Bright colors in general were used, and we're still looking at the time these were done, the printing process was still pretty primitive. So holding color was difficult, and everything was done in dots. CMYK dots.
Yeah, that's mainly to do with the newsprint, isn't it, for the pulp, for the masses, right. Because obviously Life magazine and all that sort of stuff was out there with a nice printing, or at least better than this. But like you say, it was very primitive color work back then.
Imagine what those ECs would look like if they come out on top-notch paper with top-notch printing. That would be crazy.
I don't think they'd work. I really don't think they'd work. I think we've said this before about the newsprint is a big part of it. Especially when they're misregistered, and you get all the colors to one side of the drawing.
Oh yeah,
there are Photoshop filters to recreate that kind of stuff.
Yeah, which is sad, isn't it?
There's something special about it. There's something naive and I don't know. It's just nice, it's just fun.
For me, it was the telltale way to find a Charlton comic. You just open it up, and if the color's off just a little bit, it's probably Charlton.
Probably Charlton.
They had sloppy presses back then, and they printed all sorts of weird, goofy stuff.
And don't forget, Randy, I mean, you're obviously correct when you said a good while back, about the just to keep the presses rolling. So
Yeah,
they didn't
yeah.
really care, did they?
No.
I don't think there was a lot of quality control, especially on the comics. They just didn't
Yeah.
care, did they? They just printed them, stapled them up, and got them out. That was the end
Yep.
of it.
Very much so. At this point, they had the Charlton printers, and I'm not quite sure where they were out of. New England, I think, somewhere. And Sparta, Illinois, was printing the majority of the Marvel and DC comics at that point. They were shipping everything into there. HR says, I got you with the color. Oh, you're right. I completely forgot about the dots. This TV was like that with the dots too. Yep.
Yeah.
Remember, they used to sell a fake color screen that you can put over top of your black and white. Yeah, it was green on the bottom and blue on the top and red in the middle, I think, to add color to your TV show. Yeah. Also at the time frame, Harvest Gold, Avocado Green, and I can't remember the name of the orange back then, was very famous with kitchen furniture, appliances, etc. It makes sense even more. Yep. That wonderful Avocado Green. Meanwhile, back in Ghoul City.
Yeah, there's
Dr.
just so
Doom,
much.
folks.
There's just so much going on in each panel, isn't there?
Yeah.
They're amazing, these things. Good gosh, it's Mary. Quick, get changed into your costume. Nobody will find us. Nobody will notice. It's fantastic, aren't they? It's absolutely brilliant. I'm just looking at it. That guy in the center panel there with his legs spread eagle when he's whacked him one. Right in the center panel. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that bang. Don't laugh, they're not funny. Poison Ivan and Hotsky Trotsky. I was going to say you couldn't make it up, but obviously somebody did.
Yeah. Hotsky Trotsky. What a great cover.
Yeah, and on the logo again, it's a different guy that is smacking on this one. So he must have changed it every week. Brilliant.
Like give him the slip.
That's a Kirby ink color. You can tell by the rocks that that thick line puts on rocks. That's Kirby.
Brushwork here. Yeah, real quick brushwork too.
Yeah. Brilliant.
It's from the Prize group. They're still Harvey. A lot of these companies ran with multiple names back then just to be able to get rack space. Finding American and Speedboy. What a great shot there.
Well, two guys falling out. Bang.
Man who sold out Liberty. Looks like flat top here.
Yeah. Oh, that rifle butt on the back of his head would be so, wouldn't it?
It's actually square hair Malloy. Yeah.
Of course it is.
Classic. Sarah says also at the time frame. Harvest Gold. Yep, saw that already. Sarah says I love the deep red at the top right panel. Yeah. Up here. Just solid red. What are we going to color it? Red. Okay.
Yeah, red will do.
That'll do. I was just looking at this in general. The Statue of Liberty is pretty cool. It's presented by Simon and Kirby down in the corner. Good look at square hair Malloy here. It's got a buzz cut. Look at that. It's shaved on the side. How modern.
Yeah. Peaky
Well, look at
Blinders.
that face. Yeah. That too. Look at that face.
It's like one of those handsome dudes, doesn't he?
Yeah.
In the last story.
Somebody from Ghoul City. Pardon me, for sure. The Statue of Liberty is actually copper. I don't remember my history of when she turned green from the elements. All the wonderful air pollution in New York. Corrosion. Again, the coloring just drops out so much of the ink work. You can't hardly see any of the detail here. That's cool. Malloy lurches wildly, loses his balance, and screams as he plunges into space. Malloy! Good grief, what a way to die. If he hadn't slipped, he might have finally shot you. Speedboy's wishing the worst for fighting American here.
He's fed up with this bullshit.
Yeah, pretty much. Ah, damn it. If he had taken another step, maybe he would have, dropped a slug in you. Jeez.
In answer to Sarah's point about the Statue of Liberty being green, it is green. It is.
It is.
I've took photographs of it. Yeah. Do you want me to send you?
Oh no, it is. Yeah, it is green. Yeah. But it was originally made out of copper.
Yeah. That's what happens with when they put it on these roofs, doesn't it? It changes to green with the weather.
Well, Square Hair Malloy is really dead this time, lying at the feet of the symbol he tried to destroy, liberty. That's where all of America's enemies end up sooner or later, unable to conquer that which has never been, which can never be conquered, the fighting spirit of freedom. That's right.
That's where all America's enemies end up.
Yeah.
With us bringing them some democracy.
Some peace.
So we'll bring you some democracy. Get the tanks in, boys.
The next page. Stranger from Paradise.
Wow. This is a new story.
Looks like a kid's letter. Wrote in. It's a 2-page Speedboy story.
Wow.
He's getting so fed up with fighting American, he insists on having adventures of his own. He dared us to come and get you, so we did. Well, now that you're safe here in America, what did you really want to come here? Why did you really want to come here? Was it to get the comforts you lacked over there? What was on your mind? And the kid says, why simply for that, Speedboy, for the freedom to say what was really on my mind. He said as he holds a posy. Alfred E. Newman, folks. Early Alfred E. Newman. He's got a tear in his eye and everything.
There's Odin in that previous panel.
Right here.
Yeah.
Drinking. Yep. So it was green. Oh, it was still in France being made, or did it turn green on the way here in chunks? Good Lord. I'm learning American history from non-Americans. LMAO. I don't know when it turned green, tell you the truth. That's how mind-numbing our history classes were when we were growing up. That's very true, Sarah. Fighting American.
Look at
Poison
that.
Ivy.
Fantastic. Wow.
Yep. Look at that, addressing the kid gang in the street. Evil looking bald guy again. Carrying on the bald is bad motif.
Yeah, that's not on.
This could be Jack here.
Yeah. The pipe as well.
Yeah.
Gave up his cigars, didn't he, for a pipe?
A lot of kid gangs. Kid gangs were pretty hot there for a while in the 40s and 50s. Our gang probably spawned that. Spanky in our gang with Buckwheat. As part of that, the Bowery Boys were running really hot in the theater. That was almost a kid gang, kind of a grown-up kid gang.
Yeah, very political, isn't it?
Well, these were meant to be anti-Cold War statements. So it's a lot of little tiny propaganda jabs here. Sure, freedom of speech is great. However, people today forget that it doesn't mean immunity from any consequences, may they be positive or negative. That's a huge problem here. Yeah, it is. Like I say, the social networks aren't very social.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Another jagged gutter here as a phone conversation. Obviously, the electricity has jagged up the panel border. Nice cat down here, huh? Yeah. This guy's hiding in a trash can.
And and at the top you've got Lockjaw. Lockjaw has a pup.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll see me soon enough, Mr. Fancy Underwear. You'll wish you was dead. By golly, I'll have you shanghaied to communist country where everyone wishes he was dead. Yeah.
Wow.
A little bit of Cold War statement here.
Yeah.
Mm.
It looks like he does Three Stooges Mo poke to
Yeah.
guy. Quick. Shut up with that already. I warned you about calling me that in public. Oh, I'm sorry again, comrade.
Boop, 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 boop.
You'll both be sorry now, Fighting American says. There's a 9-panel grid. The big fight scene. Wonder
Yeah, it's like the patriotic again, isn't it?
Kirby pulled that out later.
Yeah.
A little bit of fun for his reference drawer, huh? Reference file.
Yeah.
By golly, potty mouth. Yeah. There, he's quiet now. When he begins wagging his tongue again, he'll do it from behind the bars of a federal prison. Suppose there's more of that kind around, spreading the poison of hate. Our job is far from done, Speedboy says.
Good old Speedboy.
We need a modern version of this in the worst way. Fighting American. Z-Food. Is that a brain? Or is that just a loaf of bread? It's more than a cake, more than a bread. And our allies want it. The enemy wants it. Rich man. Oh, man. Hard to read. Beggar man. Thief. The world wants it because it's different. It does things to people. It does things for people. It's miraculous. It's Z food. Baker's gone awry. Sorry. That was one for you, Sarah. Anyway. We have a cake. I wonder what it'll do.
I like the way those hats have gone for hygiene.
Yeah. The rats liked it. Monkeys were only sick for a week, but they got used to it. If we add a little more paprika and element Z, maybe we've got something here. Yeah, folks.
What's going on?
Yeah, either rocks in the head or a new kind of food. It lives up to expectations. We could be fired. That element Z, it's unpredictable. A big headache. It comes to janitor to clean up. Let's get Mikey. He won't eat it. He hates everything. Oh, they do give him a slice. It's a rather strange tasting cake, sirs. But he says, nom.
Nom nom.
Nom nom.
Nom nom.
Red Dress Press. Chris is in the house. Glad you're here. I always love seeing these Kirby fight panels. It's a 7 panels except for that Niner. Yep. Nice to see you here, Chris. We are looking at the old Fighting American and Speedboy.
Womp.
That's a womp. I can't stop eating it. Not too big a bite, sir. There's no telling what would happen if you burped. Quiet, fumbler. Wham! No sooner does Crawley Wormwood begin to chew the miraculous food when there is a loud report. Jumping Jupiter, he's turned into Napoleon. I thought so. Element Z reacts on mental processes and rebuilds the molecular patterns of the body with an infinitely fine electrical frequencies of pure thought.
Bloody hell.
It means whatever a man thinks he is, he becomes if he eats Z food. That's right. Wonder what the Y food does. Anyway.
This could be like an off the wall lesson in French, couldn't it? He becomes if he eats the food.
It's the food. Yeah. Where's Pedro when you need him?
Yeah.
Because since I had some Fighting American comics from the 90s, I think it had a lot of political and social commentary in it. Yeah, they've tried to resurrect this character a couple times. I think Marvel's tried to do it a couple times as well. Liefeld was involved in it for a little while. And
the last people that did it were Titan, weren't they?
Might have been, I don't know. With Liefeld?
No. I think they did Fighting American series.
Thought Marvel incorporated him into the MCU. They're all saying these things out loud, not thought bubbles. LOL. Yep, that's true.
No, the Fighting American. I think they used that something similar to that term, but it wasn't. It was like the American agent.
Okay. Yeah.
The Fighting American was separate from the MCU, I think. Like I say, I'm pretty sure that Titan ran a series.
We can always Wikipedia it.
Could be wrong, of course.
I'm pretty sure all of this material is in public domain, though, so somebody out there needs some Z food.
Not me.
Yeah, that was my tummy saying it needs to be eat. I need to eat something.
Finding American, superhero created in 1954 by artist writing team of Simon and Kirby, published by Crestwood Publications, imprint Prize Comics. It was contrary to standard industry practices at the time. Creator-owned Harvey Comics published one additional issue in 1966. One final inventoried tale was published in 1989 in a Marvel Comics hardcover collection of all of the Fighting American stories, which is what we've got here.
Right.
Subsequent publishers have had short runs of Fighting American stories with the permission of the owners' estates. The character gained some notoriety due to a lawsuit in the late 90s when Awesome Entertainment founder Rob Liefeld announced intentions to publish a miniseries that was allegedly similar to that artist's run on Marvel's Captain America title. After settling the disputes, Awesome released 3 Fighting American series. Publication history. Bitter that Timely Comics in 1950s iteration Atlas Comics had relaunched their superhero Captain America in a new series in 1954, the writer-artist team of Joe Simon and Jack Kirby created another patriotically themed character, Fighting American. Simon recalled, quote, "We thought we'd show them how to do Captain America," unquote. While the comic book initially portrayed the protagonist as an anti-communist dramatic hero, Simon and Kirby turned the series into a superhero satire with the second issue in the aftermath of the Army and McCarthy hearings and the public backlash against the red-baiting U.S. Senator Joseph McCarthy. Simon specified for a panel audience at the 1974 New York New York Comic Art Convention, that the character was not so much inspired by Captain America, it was simply a product of the times. Simon said in 1989 that he felt the anti-communist fervor of the era would provide antagonists who, like the Nazis who fought Captain America during World War II, would be colorful, outrageous, and perfect foils for our hero. The first stories were deadly serious. Fighting American was a first commie basher in comics. We were all caught up in Senator McCarthy's vendetta against the Red Menace, but soon it became evident that McCarthy had gone too far, damaging innocent Americans. Then the turnaround, as his side became talked of as the lunatic fringe. Jack and I quickly became uncomfortable with Fighting American's Cold War. Instead, we relaxed and had fun with the characters. Published bi-monthly by the Crestwood Publications imprint Prize Group, Fighting American lasted through issue 7. In the following decade, Harvey Comics, Simon packaged a single issue of Fighting American in October of 1966, consisting of reprints and unpublished material from the 50s run, with some changes made to comply with the since instituted comic code. A final inventoried Fighting American story, the 3-page The Beef Box, not drawn by Kirby, appeared in Marvel Comics 89 hardcover collection of the 50s and 60s stories. The character was revived by Titan Comics in a new series starting in October of 2017. There you go.
Yeah.
Very recent then.
It was. I don't think it ran very long.
Is it any good, Russ? I haven't seen it. Is it any good?
I didn't really. It didn't do anything for me, so I didn't buy it. Sorry.
Right. Okay.
DC Comics also did a 6-issue series in 1994 Written by Dave Rawson and Pat McGreal, with art by Greg LaRocque. The character was a former TV host bent on avenging his brother's death. And a 2-issue miniseries in 97 from Awesome Entertainment. And the later comics published by Awesome Fighting American was John Flagg, a former soldier who gained powers through an unspecified experiment never to be duplicated, namely the periodic transference of his brother Nelson's mind into John's body for crime-fighting purposes. Subsequent series Rules of the Game, written by Loeb and art by Ed McGuinness, reintroduced some of the original Simon and Kirby villains. It was followed by the miniseries Dogs of War, written by Jim Starlin and penciled by Platt. While Awesome was legally prohibited from having him throw the shield, Rules and Dogs showed several additional weapons are built into it, including multiple spike projectiles, a Gatling gun for a mini missile, and a mini missile. This version was also used throwing stars tipped with tranquilizers. Of course they did. Dynamite Entertainment in 2009 with Nick revealed that his company would publish the character. Looking. It's Dynamite. The following is disagreement between Simon and Barucci. Kirby Estate withdrew their participation, didn't go through. Titan Comics, 2017 Titan Comics brought back Fighting American and Speed for a new monthly book. The first 4 issues were written by Gordon Rennie, drawn by Duke Mike 10 and PC De La Fuente.
Duela Fuente.
De La Fuente. Yeah.
Think so.
Inked by Jed Doherty. Colored by Tracy Bailey and edited by David Leitch, your brother. A plot taken from an outline by David Leitch saw Fighting American and his sidekick Speedboy arriving through a time warp in the present day New York and getting marooned in the present. Whilst
maroon.
Yeah, it was his what a maroon. Yeah,
what a maroon.
Whilst on the trail of a gang of his worst enemies brought through time by the mysterious Madame Chaos, this was followed up by a second 4-issue miniseries called Ties That Bind, written again by Rennie and drawn by Andy Tong, with coloring by Tracy Bailey. And that's the full extent of the Wikipedia entry. Just
look at that bottom panel. He says, "Not too big a bite, sir. There's no telling what would happen if you burped."
Yeah. Not the too big a bite. Quiet, fumbler. Quiet.
Wow.
He belched anyway. Here he is going. Well, until a pheasant under glass comes along, this will have to do.
He's got a Jack Davis foot above it.
He's eating the seafood. Yeah.
Eats the food.
Eating the food.
Eats the food.
Oh, they shot him, look. Blow. You missed his heart. Ram ahead.
It's letting enemies know what they're thinking, per my previous comment. Yeah. Howdy, Carissa Grant in the house. Howdy, Carissa. Hope you're doing well. LMAFO, Glenn. Chris says Russ never even mentions his comic book brother. Must be some sibling rivalry there. Yeah. Burping during where my mind went. That's a whole new level of, what's that, species?
What's your
special? Whole new level of special. Yeah. Okay.
Wow. Bang. Look at that. Upside down splash.
There's the whammo. Whammo.
Whammo.
The original producers of the Frisbee. Whammo. They're right up there.
Floating towards the Arctic Circle.
As you do.
No. Expected to be shattered by the extreme cold. That's the way to deal with them.
That they ate Z food and turned into balloons.
Yeah.
It's all those preservatives.
Look what's happened to those two spies. And Fighting America goes, I might have expected it.
That's what they put in white bread. Z food.
Yeah. Element Z sure plays some funny tricks. Is that what they wanted to become? Balloons? No. That's what they happen to be. Communist. And full of hot air, naturally. Element Z may not be stable, but one can't deny that it's truthful.
Crazy, isn't it?
They all turned into hot air balloons and floated towards the Arctic Circle. Yeah. Meanwhile, Rhode Island Red. Let me kill Speedboy just this once.
Just this one. How many times can he kill him?
Exactly. Not yet, Count Yucha Lifso. We're using him as bait to trap Fighting American. That goes for your pal Sawed Off too. Oh,
Sawed Off.
Sawed Off.
Sawed Off.
Yeah.
Sawed Off.
SAWDOFF. Sawed Off.
What's your name? Sawed Off. No, seriously. What's your name? Don't be like that.
Sawed Off.
Sawed Off. Oh, okay. There's no need to. Oh, God.
This is the characters on the cover on the right look fun and interesting. Yeah, always.
Rhode Island Red.
This is really the precursor to a lot of Kirby's crazy imagination work of the 70s and 60s. And same thing for Simon, because Simon left from here and did Prez for DC for a good 6 issues. Brother Power the Geek, I think, was his as well. Remember Prez, the boy who became president?
No, don't know that one.
I might have to dig that up.
Became president.
Yeah, it's Prez, Prez.
Weren't all the president's boys who became president?
Yeah, but this was a real boy.
This is a real boy.
Yeah.
As opposed to a fake boy that all these politicians are. Yeah.
He's still managed to kill multiple people. So
This time he's got Speedboy running towards him, and he's running in. He's not hitting anybody this time.
Yeah.
Nice colors on that cover, though. And a note here: she's lighting her cigar with a flamethrower, because that's how badass Rhode Island Red was.
That's probably what happened to her face.
Probably, and explains her short hair, her short misshapen hair there.
Yeah. I like the little guy with the knife and the
that's Sawed Off. Yeah,
and the Russ Leach hat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember Prez. I've read some of it. Yeah. Crazy stuff, just like this.
Tokyo Run Around. Wow, look at that. Your eye just keeps going around with it, does it? Round and round. It's fantastic, isn't it?
This is the 50s, folks. Also, keep in mind your racial stereotypes abound here, because we weren't that culturally sensitive back then. So all of the Asian guys all have yellow skin still here. Most of them, at least. I don't know, those are American. I like that. I see a survivor. This could get messy if he reaches land and shoots his mouth off. Not if we shoot his mouth off first. Survivor off starboard bow, open fire and don't miss. I just shoot him. Rats trying to finish me off.
You rats.
He went under. Hope we got him. I wouldn't like to see him reach safety. Don't worry. I'll radio for our agents on the Japanese mainland. They'll watch for him. Yeah. If he's firing and if he's faking and manages to reach land, he'll learn how much better off he was in the water. Our party boys are thorough in erasing evidence of little frolics like we had today. Prepare to submerge. I'm getting bored. Look at that. Think they're in Japan yet?
Yeah. Duck Speedboy.
Guys with yellow skin here.
Not so much background, not much background going on in this strip from the previous one.
Looks like it was done quickly. At least it looks like it was inked in a hurry here.
Yeah.
Almost a little bit of Ditko looking backgrounds here as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Pardon me, Mr. Moto. Can you just pick our pockets? Don't be square, my friends. Gone real legit now. Real gone. Oh, yes. Ginza Gonov is big shot. Whiz kid now. Yeah. Yeah, really, that whole panel could have been done by Ditko.
Yeah.
We'd have never known here, too. Except maybe the coloring of the rising sun there. That story was done in a hurry. No, stop for traffic lights in Tokyo. Fire engine. This is a fire engine?
I wonder if Kirby just did layouts on this. It doesn't seem
He might have.
Just as rendered as he did with the other stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't. It really looks rushed to me. Probably just the story.
Yeah.
And that it really does, especially down in here. This looks a lot more like Ditko than it does Kirby.
Yeah. Yeah.
It really makes you wonder.
Yeah, that profile, those two guys there in the center don't look anything like Kirby, do they, really?
Not at all. No. Both of these pages really look like they could have been ghosted by Ditko very easily.
You can see the Kirby action though, can't you? I'm thinking he just did layouts on this.
He probably did, yeah. Joe might have gone through and finished the inks on it. Let's see if the next story picks it up here. Look at that.
That looks like a Wally Wood type of page, doesn't it?
Sure does.
Wow.
More Simon coming through than Kirby on this.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
again,
still got the squared fingers here though. So
I think it's Kirby layouts, you know. Well, that arm, the inking on the arm is terrible, isn't it? It's horrible.
Just slopped in. Again, they might have been on a deadline or something.
Yeah, they're probably doing 3 other things at the same time, aren't they?
Yeah.
Still Kirby though.
Oh, the monster is obviously Kirby. This is Kirby here. You can't help but see it.
And that,
at least in the drawing. Yeah, and the penciling.
Yeah. I think he's just on layouts on this one. I guess we'll never know.
Probably not. We'll give the aliens light blue skin.
I wonder how the colouring decisions were made. I wonder if it was Kirby and Simon doing the colouring decisions or whether it was just the colourist.
Probably given color indications. Yeah.
You know, like I said, make the alien bluey green so we can tell him apart like we wouldn't be able to with his different haircut and his different face, you know.
He's got antlers on top of his head, it looks like. Really loose hair there. Yeah. Really does look like it.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm sure it's Simon inking over top of Kirby, though. Look at that hand. That's horrible.
Yeah.
Something I'd do in a hurry. Wow.
Mm. Wow. That's horrible, isn't it? Look at the inking on those the center panels there. Those arms are terrible.
Yeah. It's really slopped in.
Wow.
It's got kind of a Kennedy look here.
Yeah.
This looks more Kirby here.
Yeah.
Well, Speedboy's a little tall.
Well, he's been eating Element Z or whatever it's called.
Must be what it is.
He took a bite, you know, without anybody looking.
There's a whole lot more Kirby on this.
Yeah, there's a lot more background going on.
Mm-hmm.
Who's that? Top right-hand page, top middle panel.
Here?
Yeah, that's great.
Special guest appearance by Foggy Nelson from Daredevil there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very expressionate. I like that.
He trampled to death where we got Dore Muro Mirko Wolf, whatever, front door. Always a mob of high society heiresses trying to beat their way in. Listen, you can hear them now. Yeah. We'll see some of this like this when we go to look at Captain America on Friday, because I think Kirby only did what the main he laid everything out, but he drew the first one or two the first splash page of every story, and then laid everything out in pencil, and they had people in their studio go through and finish inking it. Or finish the artwork on it. This is what this really reminds me of. You can see a lot of Kirby work in here in the dynamics, but the inking's not the same. Maybe Simon had to step back a little bit, and they brought somebody else in.
Yeah. Didn't Frank Giacoya work for them in the mid-50s when they were doing Mainline? Is it?
It's very likely. Yeah. We should probably end it there.
Yeah.
No notation here. Nothing. This is Giuseppe the Jungle Boy.
Giuseppe the Jungle Boy.
Giuseppe.
What's a ma? Is that what's a ma? You guys chicken? Yow. Giuseppe the Wonder Boy. Yeah, the Jungle Boy. Yep. Do we want to keep looking at this next week?
Yeah, why not?
I don't have a problem with that, yeah.
Looks like it stays about the same Same quality level. All right, more next week, folks. We'll mark it there. As soon as I find something to mark it with.
Mm.
All right. Just plan a piece of paper. Well, not that piece of paper. It's got notes on it. Plan a piece of paper in there so that we'll know where we're at. Not that piece of paper either. Huh. All right. Fighting American, folks, from Marvel Comics. Originally published by Prize Comics, then Harvey Comics. But this is a Marvel collection from back in the late 80s. Nice hardback. Fighting American, more next week.
Cool.
Sarah says, good day. Oh, Michael DeFonte is in the house.
Mhm.
Good day to you. My copy of The Shadow Kingdom arrived, and I plan to read it today. Bravo to a well done.
Excellent.
Thank you very much, Michael.
Thank you for backing. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. Middle far left panel, left side. Why doesn't he look like he's in pain while obviously being kicked in the ass? No idea. Sarah says, good show as always. Fighting American has no facial expressions. Look at the cover. The new one with the snake about to devour him. Yeah. He's the big hero, though. HR says, great. Says, see ya. Thank you, HR. Thanks to everybody for stopping by this time. We're a little early, but that's all right. This puts us at the halfway point, I think, for the book.
Cool. Yeah, it's good-o.
Yeah, a little over. So we'll be able to take one more episode on this next Sunday. Then, after that, we will probably cover Boyce Ranch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Look at that.
Nice.
1950s Kirby, Simon and Kirby Western with all of the racial stereotypes that you can imagine included inside.
Well,
again, folks, want to thank you for watching us today, for going through this great bit of sequential art. We show this stuff off because we love it, you know, and we might pick on it a little bit and make fun of it here and there, but it's actually out of love and respect for the work. These guys were amazing workhorses. Simon and Kirby especially were kicking things out at an unbelievable quick pace, especially compared to modern comics. Just barely making a page rate in order to put some food on their table. So nothing but appreciation and love for these folks. Levi says, really great stuff. I've never seen. Thank you. Yeah, it's fun. Fun discussion as always, as well as always. Sarah says, I have a full day of work at the AMC during an opening weekend. Later in the month equals Deadpool and Wolverine opening. Utter chaos will ensue. I'm sure. She says, ciao for now. It's going to be, hopefully, you'll be real busy at that AMC for Deadpool and Wolverine. I hope it does well. So Lord knows comics could use it. So, especially after the last few MCU movies. Folks, if there's anything else that you want to see us cover, make sure you drop a comment. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you let it be known, whatever platform you're finding us on, you're watching us on. And if you enjoyed this program, tell your friends. Never have too many people watching shows like this. And again, we do this because we love this work. And we love sequential art, just about everything about it. Some of the drama we could leave behind, but Other than that, it's what we love. It's what inspires us and keeps us going. If you haven't seen previous episodes, we are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, and the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel. Wherever you found this program, you can always go over to YouTube at any of those 3 channels and look at our past shows. We've covered a wide variety of work. About the last month or so, we've been looking at Jack Kirby, and we'll probably keep doing this for a little longer time. We've got New Gods to go through and a few other things, so we will get to those as well. Sarah says, buy concessions. The theater doesn't make income on the movies. Yeah. Since we're expecting it to be insanity. Let's hope it is. Sarah, the doctors stay open. The doors stay open thanks to concessions, which is why they're so highly priced. None sold equals doors closed. Yep. Theaters are struggling, just like the comic industry, folks. So anyway, thanks again for stopping by. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
You can find me at russleach.com, and you can sign up for the email list there to find out what's going on at present. Mostly the Atlantean. I've got a couple of pages you can see right now as a preview.
There's a preview.
There you go. So it's the start. They're in the bar. I'm not going to give away the story, but things get a little bit hairy, and a bar fight ensues. Some violence occurs, and then
as is known to happen. Yeah.
Look at that elbow there. Love it. Love that elbow, Russ.
There's that elbow, yeah. Smacks him in the jaw, turns around, gives him the elbow, kicks him away, and then he spills someone's drink in a bar, which is the wrong thing to do. At which point, chaos ensues. All hell breaks loose, and there is a bar fight. This is just some of the fun that you're going to get in these books. This is
a scene from Sarah's place next week.
Yes, this is when Deadpool goes, and there's not enough popcorn. It just erupts. That's it. People punching, throwing seats. You name it.
Let's hope not.
So this is the kind of stuff you can see. Obviously, there's a bit more sword and sorcery in it as well, but just incredible good fun and good stories. So that's what we'll be bringing you.
It's a tale of monsters and jewels and bar fights and all of the fun that you'd find in a sword and sorcery book. Yep. And you can sign up for more information at that right now over at russleach.com.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'll keep you up to date. We're hoping that this will only take 2 or 3 months, and we can have a winter issue out for you this year.
Hope so.
It's all down to you, Russ. You've got to get drawing fast.
It
is. I'm doing 7 pages a week at the moment, so 8 pages a week at the moment. So that's the idea, is I keep up with that. So.
Excellent.
New Beatles song.
Yeah.
8 pages a week.
Glenn, tell folks how they can find you. Yeah, if you go to Amazon, you can be able to pick up a book of my visits to see Jack Kirby. Got lots of pictures in there, me with him talking. There's that desk, and that's my work on that desk. Jack giving me a critique there. Very worrying, but very good. Also on Amazon, you can get Comics Unlimited, which is my wheneverly production about comic books. And if you go to Fund My Comic, you can pick up a copy of my character Hatch and his annotated book. It gives all details of how he was created and all published and unpublished published work all in there. So check that out and Fund My Comic. Yeah, just put my name in Google and you'll find me.
Cool. Sarah says, precisely. You nailed it. Good Lord. Talking about the bar fight. Yeah. She also says, I'm the only purely janitor position for the entire building. This will be fun.
Well, that janitor got really large with eating that Element Z, so get some of that bread.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, get some Element Z in you.
And you can eat little Z food.
Yeah. And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. You can find my work over at arrowcomics.store, where you can find such books as Paragon, which is a great superhero story I'm especially proud of. Great twist ending. That all these books are single issue stories. You don't have to have an entire run of books in order to follow a storyline. The Fool, #1, also a guy is dresses in a weird outfit and fights street crime using practical joke weapons. Anybody he ties up for the cops, he takes a section of their clothing as a trophy and incorporates it into his action duds. There's also HeroBot Zero over there as well, which is a little 3-foot-tall giant robot fighting large monsters as long as he can do it on the clock. So, and also Calico is over there as well. Nice fantasy story with a group of unusual fantasy characters as they all work to try to put their world back together again. So also a fun story of the artwork by C. Michael Lanning, who is also on the Indie Comics Network. So go over there and enjoy the variety of programming. Indie Comics Network, arrowcomics.store, fundmycomic.com. Keep your eye out on that, not just for Hatch Annotated. There's also AR13L, which is an Arrow comic, still up and available for your purchase right now. Soul Tack, Chrome Dog are both up there waiting for your orders. Both of those are also Arrow Comics, though you can also buy those through arrowcomics.store if you wish to. Next Friday morning, 5 a.m., we do Comics by Night. And there on that program, we will be looking at Captain America, the Golden Age Captain America, starting with issue 3 and working our way forward from that. And then next week, of course, we'll be back Sunday morning, 9 a.m., Fighting American, more Fighting American, more great Simon and Kirby work here for us to take a look at. So hopefully we'll see you then. If not, do check out our archives. Leave a note, leave a like, leave a love, whatever notation you can. Any interaction with this program just helps our algorithm, even if you hate us.
Click dislike twice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, please. If you really hate this program, make sure you click that dislike button twice. That'll come in very handy. Folks, we'll see you next time. See you on the next one. In the meantime, try to leave this industry in better shape than what you found it. Remember, that little dopamine hit you might get from trolling only lasts so long. But the love, if you have love for this art form like we do, if you appreciate sequential art and most all of its forms, make sure you tell people, give comics as gifts to folks, good comics, the comics that you enjoy, the comics with high quality in it. There's no better way right now to get a child into reading, and I've got granddaughters that I can attest to this, than by getting them a Scholastic Dogman book or the Kids Cat Comics Club that encourages kids to make their own comics out there. The best way to get kids into reading comics right now is that, unless you want them to read right to left, and then you can buy them some manga stuff. But there's so much great classic work out there. Visit your local retailer. Take a couple hours out. Take a look at his back issues. You would be surprised at the quality of work and how great a lot of these comics are, and also how timeless a lot of them are as well. Still just sitting there waiting for you to pick up and be entertained by. So take care, folks. Buy alternative and independent comics, especially ours.
See ya.
And we will see you next week, hopefully, or on the next one. Take care, everyone.
Do you draw the Flintstones naked? There's a market for that.
And who's your favorite Marvel Comics hero? Mine is Superman. Remember the motto? With great power comes great responsibility.
Yay! Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
The cops are doing their job as long as they don't be mean to people who are actually being innocent. Then I'm all gravy, baby.
It means you're a catcher, not a pitcher.
I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here. You're winning, sir. Oh, thank you very much. Everybody out at once.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.